To Trillanes and Nicolas Torre, I extend this challenge. This is the deal. Substantiate your claims that PRRD owns the KOJC chopper and plane. Present irrefutable ownership documents and legal proof here today. If you succeed, they are yours. But if you fail, as we expect, you have to go to Davao City. Cleanse the airplane hangar yourselves with your tongue. Deal? Ang sabi kasi ni Senator Trillanes, sabi niya, ang non-cover namin yung mga private jet o helicopter na binibili ni Pastor Kibuloy, sa kanya yun.
Naku po.
Kay Duterte. Kasi, pag titingnan mo, mas madalas pa siyang gumamit kaysa sa true owner, kaysa kay Pastor Apollo Kibuloy.
Isa-isa kong sinagot nitong si Atty. Israelito Torion yung mga aligasyon nitong si Trillanes doon sa nagdaang mini trial dyan sa House of Representatives. Pero dito sa video na to, rerekta na ho agad tayo sa press con ng KOJC May 1, 2026. Panoorin ho natin ang buong video.
Okay. I will read again the English statement, official statement of the KOJC so that there will be no confusion whatsoever. No? Because we are here in order to really challenge Senator Trillanes as well as former General Nicolas Torre to show proof. I will read again the statement in English so that there will be no confusion and the statement should be clear in your minds. Again, here is the official challenge. Distinguished members of the media, fellow Filipinos and friends, throughout our nation's history, under every previous administration, the kingdom of Jesus Christ has freely worshipped and served God without interference. Today, that sacred freedom is under siege. SMNI was indefinitely suspended. Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy, our beloved founding president, falsely maligned and incarcerated. We survived the June 10, 2024 raid, our day of infamy, and the 16-day KOJC siege in August 2024. We chose silence. We healed. We sought no retaliation. Yet, injustice persists. We are mere whipping boys for political agendas. What is holy has been politicized. Our faith weaponized. To Trillanes and Nicolas Torre, I extend this challenge. This is the deal. Substantiate your claims that PRRD owns the KOJC chopper and plane. Present irrefutable ownership documents and legal proof here today. If you succeed, they are yours. But if you fail, as we expect, you have to go to Davao City. Cleanse the airplane hangar yourselves with your tongue. Deal? This reflects the justice of God, who waits to vindicate the righteous and judge the wicked. The kingdom of Jesus Christ stands firm. We will not yield. Divine justice will triumph. That is the official statement of KOJC in English. And why are we here again? Because in a media interview, ang sabi kasi ni Senator Trillanes, sabi niya, ang non-cover namin yung mga private jet o helicopter na binibili ni Pastor Kibuloy, sa kanya yun.
Naku po.
Kay Duterte. Kasi, pag titingnan mo, mas madalas pa siyang gumamit kaysa sa true owner, kaysa kay Pastor Apollo Kibuloy. Kailan niya ito sinabi? April 27, 2026, sa interview niya kay Karen Davila sa Head Start. Now, bakit kami kailangan rumispondi dito. Kailangan naming rumispondi dito kasi napakabigat po ng kanyang akusasyon. He is practically accusing my client, yung aming minamahal na pastor, no, na siya po ay guilty ng violation ng AMLA law. And in conspiracy pa siya ni former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte. Alam mo, yung violation na yan under the AMLA law, may imprisonment yan, 4 to 7 years yan. Tsaka, meron pa niyang forfeiture of the assets. Not only that, the public officer who will be pronounced guilty will suffer either temporary or full disqualification to hold public office. Imagine that. That is a very grave accusation. So we are here because he is imputing a crime against KOJC as well as Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy. Pero kung susuriin natin yung kanyang akusasyon, kung ikaw ay estudyante ng lohika, ang tinatawag noon, non-sequitur. Kasi po, ang kanyang akusasyon daw, na-uncover daw niya, he would give you the impression that he underwent a very clear investigation into the matter ni hindi naman siya ngayon miyembro ng PNP. Pero sabi niya, na-uncover namin. Yung mga private jet or helicopter na binibili ni Kibuloy sa kanya yon kay Duterte, anong proof niya? Ang proof niya, ito, pag titingnan mo, mas madalas pa siyang gumamit kesa sa true owner. Prueba ba yun? That is not evidence under the law. Why? Kasi nga po, hindi nga yan picture, hindi yan video, hindi yan testimony na si Presidente Duterte talaga ang bumili. Yun ang ebidensya doon. Kung meron ba siyang resibo na si Presidente Duterte or yung KOJC ang bumili doon, yun ang ebidensya. Ang ebidensya na non-sequitur, it does not follow. Why? Because Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy, if you know him, is a very generous man. Patagal na po siya kasi po ang KOJC, napakaraming miyembro ito in 200 countries and in 2,000 cities. Marami pong nagbibigay ng tithes kay Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy. And through the years, and of course, may nagkakaroon siya na ngayon ng mga properties yung KOJC mismo. Bago pa nga naging mayor si Presidente Rodrigo Duterte or during the time that he was mayor in the early years, may helicopter na po si ang KOJC. So, to accuse President Rodrigo Duterte as using Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy to be a vehicle for money laundering is really a below-the-belt accusation.
Nako po.
His usage. Now, we are not agreeing, we are not conceding that President Duterte may have used it because indeed, he was able to use it especially during the campaign. Okay? Pero yun po ay nature talaga ni Pastor Apollo.
Teka lang, yung mga air asset ni Saldico ginamit din naman ni Ping Lacson at itong si Tuta Soto eh. Pambihira naman. Baka itong si Saldico ginagamit din para sa money laundering nitong mga gumamit ng mga chopper niya. Hindi si Soto at itong si Lacson ha. O paano na lang si Marcos Jr. Ginamit niya din naman yung chopper nitong si Saldico eh. Pinang-transfer pa nga ng pera.
Si Kibuloy, kung may maghingi sa kanya ng pabor, kaibigan niya, di pagbigyan niya kasi kinakailangan. At hindi lang yan. Pag may mga calamities noon, nagpapahiram din si Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy ng kanyang, ng kanyang helicopter. Pag meron ding mga government functionaries na kunyari hindi available yung mga government helicopters at nagre-request kay Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy, binibigyan niya ng tsansa na makagamit kasi kinakailangan yun ng kanyang mga kaibigan at ng gobyerno. Kasalanan ba ni Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy kung ang nature niya or yung KOJC are by nature generous talaga? At may proof ba siya na kay Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy ba talaga yun? Kasi nga po, ang KOJC ay may separate and independent personality than Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy. Kaya nga po, ngayong gabi, kinaklaro po namin dito ngayon, no? Kung mapatunayan niyo po, Senator Trillanes, kasi si General Torre din, nag-agree din sa Manila Times. Nandun yung kanyang report doon sa Manila Times. At ang banner story pa ng Manila Times, Torre echoes Trillanes claim, Kibuloy became Duterte money laundering front. Ano ang kanyang ebidensya? Ha? Ang ebidensya niya dito, according to him, no, we do not need a big investigation to see the obvious. If Kibuloy's followers were really very strong and very many, why was it not seen on the ground? And he was referring to the siege of KOJC. Ganito kasi yun. Hindi po ebidensya na nung pagpunta niya, when he violated the religious and property rights of KOJC, na hindi pumunta yung mga miyembro, sino bang gusto magpunta niyan? Oh, 5,000 policemen to arrest one person principally and 5 others. No? Hindi naman terorista si Pastor Apollo si Kibuloy, he is a man of God. Pero tingnan mo sa kadami niyan. At saka may reputasyon pa si General Torre. Ang rinig-rinig kasi days before, months before, gusto na niyang salakayin yung KOJC. Nakipagkita pa nga siya sa akin eh. Nagpakita pa nga siya ng picture sa akin yung isang building na parang natunaw. Parang implying na baka ganun daw ang mangyari daw sa KOJC. Ang sabi ko naman, wag naman ganun, sir. Oo. Ang may reputasyon niya, matapang daw siya masyado. At kung gusto kang hulihin, hulihin daw, yun ang reputasyon. At saka napakapangit daw niya, yun ang reputasyon. Nung nagkita naman kami, hindi naman siya ganun kapangit pala. May pagkagwapo din naman pala siya. Pero yung reputasyon niya, na napakatapang daw niya, of course, that caused a ripple effect to the member. Sino pa bang gustong magpunta doon? Na yung kanilang leader, na respetado masyado, not only in the Philippines but in the entire world, ay sinalakay niya nga, how much more yung mga miyembro na mga ordinaryong tao lamang. More than 70% of the members, 7 million members of KOJC are ordinary persons. Although we should also admit na may mga mayayaman din. Oo, na mga negosyante rin. Oo. Kaya nga, huwag kayong magtaka kung yan ang ngayon pagmamay-ari ng KOJC. Kasi nga po, that is a product of hard work, that is a product, gift from the Lord Almighty, so huwag nyo dapat questionin yan. Kaya balik ako doon sa aming hamon. Sir, General, wala pong personalan ito. I have to be here in order for you to understand. Senator Trillanes, wala ding personalan po ito. You have to understand that you are accusing Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy of grave crimes with penalties of imprisonment, with forfeiture of assets, and with perpetual disqualification to hold public office, including former President Rodrigo Duterte. Inakusahan mo rin ang KOJC of committing a crime. And why did KOJC allow that to happen? These are grave crimes. Kaya nga po, ang amin namang sagot sa inyo, patunayan ninyo, simple lang. Prove it with clear evidence now. Present your evidence, clear evidence, linking President Rodrigo Duterte to the acquisition of the helicopter and airplane. Kasi if you can prove it, nandito po ang mga officer po ng KOJC. Okay. Nandito po ang dito po sa aking left side, si Ma'am Neng Lisada. Officer po siya ng KOJC. Ma'am Neng, tanungin kita, papayag ka ba, pipirma ka ba ng dokumento na ibigay mo kay Senator Trillanes at saka kay Nicolas Torre kung mapatunayan nila na kay Presidente Rodrigo Duterte yung mga eroplano at helicopter? Papayag ka? Deal or no deal?
Go ahead. Deal. Walang atrasan.
Ayun.
Nako.
Ito naman sa aking right side. Klaruhin natin ito. officer din, isang high officer, kilala ninyo palagi sa SME na ito, si Ma'am Nori Cardona. Oh, Ma'am Nori, being an officer of the KOJC, would you sign a document transferring your precious assets such as the helicopter and the airplane to former Senator Antonio Trillanes and Mr. Nicolas Torre, Mr. na siya ngayon kasi hindi naman siya general, to Mr. Nicolas Torre, i-transfer nyo sa kanya pag napatunayan nila ngayon na kay PRRD daw yung mga assets na yon. Deal or no deal?
Deal. So anytime na mapatunayan nila, pipirma kami.
O yun. Anytime. Anytime na mapatunayan nila na kanila kay PRRD yung mga eroplano at helicopter, inyo na yun, sir. At least, meron kayong helicopter at eroplano. Nakasakay na ako ng helicopter. Maganda nga. Oh. Pero, kung hindi ninyo mapatunayan po, ito naman. Walang personalan ito. Grave masyado yung accusations ninyo. Ito naman hingi namin. Pwede tayo magpermahan ng kontrata dito. Kung pupunta kayo dito, gawa kaagad tayo ng kontrata. Perma tayo. Or kung hindi kayo available dito, i-inform nyo lang ako, pupunta ako dito, perma tayo ng kontrata. Kung hindi nyo ma-prove na kay PRRD yun, didilaan ninyo. Dila Anon? Dila. Yung hangar ng KOJC, pati yung eroplano kung may makita kayo doon, at saka helicopter. Fair ba yan? Fair yan.
Fair yan, fair.
An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. That's biblical. Hindi nga yan, mabuti nga yan, magdila lang kayo, hindi kayo makukulong eh. Hindi kayo ma-forfeit yung mga assets, hindi mawawala sa inyo. Dila lang yan. Dala ka lang ng tubig. Okay na yan. Napakagaan talaga niyan. So kung ready po kayo, ready kami anytime, but give us at least 3 days notice kasi gusto ko talaga nandito para magpermahan tayo ng kontrata sa harap po ninyo. Walang personalan po. You accuse my clients of grave crimes and I have to likewise make this press conference very serious so that you will know and understand that we are likewise serious in hurling this challenge to you. Maraming salamat po at sana maintindihan ninyo bakit namin ginawa ito.
Attorney, i-clear ko lang uli.
Napakasinungaling ho talaga nitong Trillanes na to. Parang alam na ho natin ang susunod na ika nga script nitong administrasyon na to. Samsamin ang mga ari-arian ng KOJC. Diba?
Yung sa pag hindi nila napatunayan, no, kasi inopen nila ito, pinost nila, no? Hindi sila natakot mag-post. Pag hindi nila mapatunayan na si PRRD ang may-ari ng eroplano at saka chopper ng KOJC, ito yung deal, di ba? Nalilinisin nila yung belly or bottom ng jet at saka ng chopper at buong hangar sa loob. Pati yung apron, attorney, sa labas.
Yun, yung apron
At
pala.
dila
Tama.
nilang gagamitin nila. So bakit dila? Kasi nagsasalita sila. So yun ang ginamit nilang weapon, dila din ang pangbabayad nila, ipang lilinis nila. So yun yung deal sa KOJC.
Tsaka i-explain ko pala bakit dila. Because the tongue is very powerful. As a matter of fact, Musliman ako. Sa mga kumusliman, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sa amin din, yan din. You should use your tongue properly. Properly and in accordance with the instructions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Before you use your tongue, be sure that you have the necessary evidence. Especially if you malign other persons. If you accuse other persons, kailangan meron kang ebidensya. Hindi yung ang proof mo. Kasi pag titingnan mo, mas madalas pa siyang gumamit kaysa sa true owner. Ebidensya ba yan? Si Pastor Apollo Siquibulay is a very generous man. Kung mag-request nga siguro siya noon, kung nung mabait pa siya, baka pinagbigyan pa siya, pahiramin din siya. Yung mag-request din siya sa KOJC na pagamitin siya, posible na meron nga ako mga kaibigan, hindi ko na lang i-name, na mga public officers, former public officers. minsan hindi available yung kanilang chopper, government chopper.
Yan.
Alam mo naman, ilan lang yung mga, what you call this, ilan lang yung mga government choppers. They call KOJC. And then, they inform Pastor Apollo Sikibuloy. And such is granted. Kasi, if that is granted, proof na ba yan na siya ang may-ari? Ako, kunyari lang, para maintindihan ng mga tao, meron akong property, farm, doon sa Davao del Sur. Farm is equivalent to a property also. Ang nandun palagi, yung aking kapatas, yung aking uncle, siya ang nandoon palagi, siya ang gumagamit na aking farm. Pag mag-harvest siya, kung maawa siya sa akin, bigyan niya ako ng share. Kung hindi, kanya na yun. Ang ibig ba sabihin, siya na ang may-ari doon? Hindi naman. Ako pa rin ang may-ari noon. Kasi, nga po, siguro generous lang din ako, pinapabayaan ko lang siya kasi wala rin siyang ibang hanap buhay. So, yun po ang example doon. So, yung kanyang ebidensya, pag titingnan mo, mas madalas pa siyang gumamit kaysa sa true owner. Hindi po ebidensya yon, Senator Trillanes. Sana po, ma-prove mo yan. Kasi kung ma-prove mo yan, iyon na yung aeroplano. Iyon na yung helicopter. At saka si General Torre din, former General Torre, walang personalan ito, sir. Kung ma-prove mo rin, sir, na kanila yon, kay PRRD yun, at hindi sa KOJC. Sa inyo na yan, sir. Pero kayo na lang dalawa sabot. Ano ba yan sa Tagalog? Mag-usap-usap kung kanino yung helicopter, kanino yung aeroplano. Huwag kayo mag-away. Kayo naman ang mag-agree niyan. Basta sa inyo na po yun. Okay? Deal or no deal?
Eto mga kababayan, tuloy ho natin ang ating talakayan dito sa interview na to ni former Senate President Franklin Drilon. Kaugnay sa mga mangyayari sa Senado kung sakaling mapunta doon ang impeachment nitong si BP Sara. Bottom line ho dito, doon sa mga sinabi nitong si Atty. Turrion, panibagong kalokohan na naman ho yun yung nitong si Trillanes at itong si Nicolas Torre. Wala naman hong naniniwala sa mga yan. Darating din ho ang panahon na babalikan ho ng sambay ng Pilipino yung dalawang mama na yan. Especially yan si Nicolas Torre. Kahit yan si Trililing, malaki ho talaga ang trust ng mga yan sa sambay ng Pilipino. Rekta ho tayo dito kay Ma'am Pinky Web.
Senate President Franklin Drilon. Senator, good to see you again. You're looking well. Thank you for your time.
Pinky, and thank you for having me tonight.
Anytime, sir. Let's start with this probable cause issue. The House Justice Committee already voted. Balikan lang po natin. Sufficient in form, sufficient in substance, grounds. Tapos ngayon po, kakatapos lang po nung probable cause. All right, that was a unanimous vote. 58 members voted that there is probable cause. Do you see any problems, concerns during the conduct of the hearings?
I didn't see any, and I can, from where I sit, the House Committee followed the Supreme Court decision to the letter. So maybe overdid it, but I can see that, and I have no doubt that they will elevate the case to the Senate. The impeachment complaint would be elevated, and probably that is the reason why Vice President Duterte did not submit any evidence, because she assessed that no matter what kind of evidence she will present, chances of it being elevated to the Senate is very large, and therefore, as a matter of strategy, they say, let's do it in the Senate, let's present our evidence there. In other words, it is easier to get 9 Senate votes to dissent rather than have a majority in the House of Representatives to dismiss.
In other words, you're saying it's easier for her to win in the Senate than in the House.
Yes, and the numbers are less complicated. You have only 24 republics to talk to, and if you have 9, that's it. Now, if you look at it, today you have 9 in the minority in the Senate, and you assume that these are Duterte votes. So if that 9 stick together and would cast a negative vote you can never convict. Now, of course, also the fact is, Pia is part of the majority, but is the sister of
Alan.
and I do not know if they will vote separately, but if Pia sides with with Alan, there you are. You
All right.
vote in.
But Senator, while we are looking at the
Yan o mga kababayan, walang halong pambobola. Kahit ano pa hong gawin nila dyan sa impeachment na yan, kahit ano pang mga kalokohan. Kasi yung mga senador, kung ika nga hindi pa nag-uumpisa yung impeachment na yan, alam na ho nila na puro kalokohan yung mga aligasyon, akusasyon dito kay VP Sara diyan sa House of Representatives. Wag na ho sila magtangka na bitbitin pa sa Senado yung impeachment na yan dahil mapapahiya lamang ho sila doon. Sigurado yan.
numbers right now that there's 9 in the minority and thinking that they will vote against the impeachment.
Against conviction.
Against conviction. Of course, we're getting ahead of ourselves now,
Yes.
bringing this to the Senate. Do you think that there could be possible pieces of evidence that might change the minds or force them to actually vote the opposite?
You can never tell. Remember that I was a senator judge in 2 impeachment trials, and until the bank statements and records were revealed in both the trials of President Estrada and Chief Justice Corona, the general view was that they will be acquitted,
Yeah.
but the bank records changed the picture, in the case of President Estrada, the thought that the second envelope contained more damaging evidence related to the bank record. The prosecutors walked out because the majority refused to have it opened. In the case of Corona, the testimony of, I think it was Carpio Morales, who testified on the bank accounts or somebody. And again, the trend changed at that point. So you'll never know, Pinky.
Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. And of course, the impeachment trial is a quasi-judicial proceeding, meaning that it is not based strictly on the evidence presented, because by the very composition of the Senate, you cannot expect them to vote strictly on the basis of evidence.
Yeah.
I mean, of the admission of the credibility of the evidence.
At the end of the day, it really is a political process.
It is a political process, and that's accepted as the nature of an impeachment process.
So pagdating ho doon sa ibinibidang accountability nitong si John Kiluistro, wala ho talagang katotohanan yon. Maliwanag pa sisikat ng araw na hindi ho yan para sa accountability. Para ho yan siya pamumulitika sa 2028. Nag-agree. Veterano, mahusay na senador, mahusay na abogado, Franklin Drillo.
When we're talking about bank records or bank accounts at that, I want to go back to what happened during the House Justice Committee hearing. Let's talk about AMLAC. Was the House Justice Committee well within their rights to subpoena these transactions, suspicious and covered transactions of the Vice President?
Well, the bank secrecy law specifically provides in Section 3 that the bank records are confidential and may not be made public except one in cases of impeachment. Now, so that's why they subpoenaed the AMLAC or AMLC. The argument is that the AMLC should not have made it public because that is prohibited absolutely under the Anti-Money Laundering Act. 2 points. Number one, the authorization or the power to subpoena is in the bank secrecy law, not in the AMLAC. Now, second point, if you follow the theory that the money, that the bank records are absolutely confidential, even in cases of impeachment, then all that the respondent will do is deposit the money, and therefore, under the theory, you can never pry open the account, and you defeat the very purpose of an impeachment, which is to extract accountability. That's the point. The impeachment is to extract or to impose accountability on impeachable officials. And if you say, no, you cannot open that, then all I have to do, if I were the impeachable officer, deposit it all at the bank and nobody can prove anything.
But do you think there might be something wrong with some provisions of the Anti-Money Laundering Act? I believe it was amended in 2022.
I was the Senate President that the original law was crafted, and it has always, we were always conscious of the bank secrecy law, which was already existing at the time that we passed the Anti-Money Laundering Act.
Let's put that up on the screen because this is something we've been talking about over and over again. And I actually had the spokesperson of Attorney Mans Carpio here last night. So nakasulat po kasi sa AMLA as amended in 2021, Information Security and Confidentiality. The AMLA, this is what they're using, and its secretariat shall securely protect information received or processed and shall not reveal in any manner any information known to them by reason of their office. This prohibition shall apply even after their separation from AMLAC. So the simple explanation would be, hindi kayo pwede mag-reveal in any manner or in any information. And yet, you have the bank secrecy law that actually says deposits. But here's where I wanted to ask you to follow up. Deposits are considered confidential except upon written permission from the depositor, pag pumayag po si depositor, or in cases of impeachment.
That's
Senator,
right.
ito po yung
That's
sinabi
right.
niya. So, I was asking yesterday, this particular provisions in the law, nagbabangga ho ba sila? Are they conflicting?
First, they are not conflicting, but even beyond that, I'm even assuming, and I'll explain later on, it is not conflicting, but even if it's conflicting, you know, if you look at the principle is a repeal by an implied repeal is not favored in you interpret statutes. Meaning, you know, the argument is that it is an implied repeal because the AMLAC did not provide for any exception. Now, the second point is the AMLC and the impeachment trial is to exact accountability.
Yeah.
You will defeat the whole purpose if you say that it cannot be
Bawal. In any
subpoenaed.
manner or any
yes,
information.
and also it says shall not reveal. In other words, it
Shall not reveal.
Shall not reveal. Meaning that you cannot voluntarily go to
Anybody and just reveal it.
to Billionario and say, you know,
Senator, did it mean that it requires a court order? Because if you're saying that...
yes, it requires an order from the impeachment court.
Did it say court order? Because that could be a technicality there.
Right.
Because they can say this hearing is not a court.
It is not.
When it gets to the Senate, it becomes an impeachment court.
That's right.
So baka meron pong technicality dyan.
Alam mo, Pinky, how it is interpreted will depend on the majority in the Senate. And as we have said a few minutes ago, this is not purely a legal process, but a technical, not purely a legal process, but a political process. So,
Okay.
so from there, you can draw anything.
Okay. So, you saw nothing wrong with the AMLA showing up in the House of Representatives.
They were
in the House
subpoenaed.
Justice subpoena. Yes, sir.
They were subpoenaed,
And
so-
showing these
Yes.
documents, yung pong concerned and
Yes.
suspicious transactions. No problem there.
No problem there because they were subpoenaed, and that this is part of the impeachment process, and Congress is a separate body, and under the rules and under the Constitution, they will be the exclusive judge the impeachment. And the complaint is part of the impeachment process. The impeachment process starts with a complaint. So you cannot say that this is not an this is the House is not authorized to subpoena, because impeachment is an exemption from the bank secrecy law.
And in fact, the bank secrecy law, okay. And in fact, in their rules, in Section 7, it actually allows them, because Congress, the House of Representatives,
Ang di ko maintindihan dito, bakit babad na babad ang Billionaire News Channel sa impeachment na to ni VP Sara? Gayong alam naman nila na walang bilang pagdating sa Senado, yung kalokohan na yan. Di ba? Babaran nyo yan, talagang SS nyo yan kung may impeach si VP Sara. Pero sabagay, kung kasama nga naman yun sa propaganda, talagang kailangan yan.
according to the Constitution, shall promulgate its own rules.
That's
and in their
right.
Section 7, it said that they can issue subpoenas, etc. But this is where the argument is actually being raised, that there could be a violation.
Well,
is the word I'm using.
That's right.
Okay.
And at the end of the day, the Senate must decide. And the Senate has the exclusive power to interpret.
What were your thoughts about the report of the AMLAC? 6.7 billion pesos, Senator, in inflows and outflows. I spoke to the defense team, Attorney Michael Poe, and he was basically saying, let's be careful with this because ito po ay aggregate. Aggregate meaning kung ano yung nilagay mo, 10,000, winidraw mo, 10,000, 20,000 Naglagay ka ulit ng 100,000, magiging 120 yon. Nagtanggal ka ng 120, 220. In other words, lahat ng pinasok at nilabas mo, padagdag po sila ng padagdag. In fact, if we were just to show them the inflows and outflows, let's put that back on air, lumalabas po that the outflows for both was 1.55 billion pesos. The inflows, 4.43 billion. So meron pong sinasabing undetermined transactions of 791.1 million. Senator, again, what are your thoughts about that report coming from the AMLAC?
Firstly, I have not seen the AMLA report, but from the media reports, they have reported the inflow and the outflow, as you just suggested. There is certainly more inflow than outflow. Is that so?
4.43.
Yes, for over 4 billion. This must appear in the statement of assets and liabilities because these are covered transactions under the Anti-Money Laundering Act and also covered by the law on SALN. You are supposed to report your assets. Okay. The other argument was that, I heard it, these are not ours. These are only parang nakapark lang. That's crazy because the law is statement of assets and liabilities. So you must state the asset. If you say this is not mine, that is a liability, and therefore you must report it. It's not reported, so it's a violation of the law.
And speaking of Sal, and again, there are questions on the Vice President's statement of assets, liabilities, and net worth. But we need to take a short break. We'll continue our discussion with former.
Ngayon na nga mga kababayan, dito na una tatapusin ang ating kwentuhan kaugnay dyan sa naging interview na yan itong si Ma'am Pinky Webb dito kay former Senate President Franklin Drilon. Maraming salamat po, mag-ingat po kayo lahat.